Hi. In a previous video that's become fairly popular, I took a look at the standard G tuning versus the Sawmill G tuning and when we would use one versus the other, especially for playing modal tunes. Here I'm going to take a look at double C tuning and ask the question, when we're in double C and playing tunes in the key of C, or if we've capoed up, we'd be in the key of D and double D tuning, do we need to retune in order to play modal tunes? So let's do a real quick review of that first video looking at tunes in the key of G. And the basic point of that video was that when we're in the standard G tuning, the second string is tuned to a B note. That B note appears in both the G chord and the G major scale. However, the B note isn't in the Dorian mode scale or the Aeolian mode scale, which is true minor. So if we apply the basic principle of old-time banjo playing, and it doesn't matter whether we're playing claw hammer or two-finger or even up-picking. The principle is that we kind of prefer open strings over fretted strings, so we can play a note. With that idea, if we're in the Dorian / mountain minor mode or in a tune in a full Aeolian minor mode, and we don't need that B note at all, it's not in the scale, then let's tune that second string to a note that's in those scales, and that would be a C note. So by tuning the second string up half step, we create the sawmill tuning, which is really useful for those modal type tunes. Okay, if we're in double C or capoed up double D, do we need to change tuning in order to go into the Dorian mode or the Aeolian mode? Well, the answer to that question is no, we don't. That this is one of the most modally versatile tunings out there and is part of the reason it's such a popular and widely used tuning. First thing, let's take a look at what the notes are of the double C tuning. And from fifth string to first string, we have G, C, G again, C again, and then D. And of course, if we strum across the strings, we don't get a full C major chord. This is not an open tuning like standard G. But the C major chord is very easy. We just put a finger down on the second fret of the first string, and we have C major. Now here's the first critical point about this modal versatility of this tuning. If we want to make a C minor chord, all we have to do is shift down one fret to the first fret of the first string, and we've got our C minor. So very easy to go from C major to C minor. The second point will involve looking at the different scales in the different modes. So I'm going to walk you and talk you through that as a demonstration. For reference, I've posted a tab on the Banjo Hangout, and you can see the link in the description below. Go ahead and grab that tab. And in that tab, I've laid out all the different scales for the major scale, the Dorian scale, the Aeolian scale, starting on the fourth string, running through 2 octaves. I'll start in the C major scale in the fourth string. I'll work my way up to the 10th fret of the first string, which is the high C note. So I'm going to go through 2 octaves here. Here's first the C major scale. Next octave. And to talk you through that, open fourth string, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, into the open third string, 2nd fret, 4th fret, then home to the open second string for the next C note. Going up the next octave, open second, open first, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, and home to the 10th fret. So 2 full octaves in C major, and every note on the open string was part of the scale. Let's take a run through the C Dorian scale. What we can do is simply modify the C major scale by flattening the 3rd note of the scale and the 7th note of the scale. So in terms of fretting, what we're going to do is rather than play that note at the 4th fret of the 4th string, we're going to move that down to the 3rd fret. Similarly, on the 3rd string, we're going to move that note from the 4th fret down to the 3rd fret. And by changing those 2 notes, we'll be in the C Dorian scale. Here it is. Play it, and then I'll talk you through it. Next octave. Explanation, open 4th, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, open 3rd, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, open 1st. Sorry, open 2nd. 2nd octave, open 2nd, open 1st, 1st fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 8th fret, and then finally the 10th fret. and 2 octaves of the C Dorian scale, or mountain minor, if you will. Once again, all notes on the open strings were utilized in that particular scale, in that mode. So we're good, no need to retune. What about the C minor scale or the full Aeolian scale? To create that scale, all we need to do is modify the C Dorian scale by 1 note, and that requires taking the 6th note of the scale and flattening that. So in terms of fretting, the note that would be at the 2nd fret of the 3rd string is going to go down to the 1st fret of the 3rd string. So here it is. Second octave. Two octaves of C minor. Talking you through that. Open 4th, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, open 3rd, 1st fret, 3rd fret, open 2nd. Next octave, open 2nd, open 1st, 1st fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 6th fret, 8th fret, home to the 10th fret. Once again, all notes on open strings were utilized in this C minor scale. So across the board, doesn't matter the mode, the double C tuning works out just fine. No need to retune. Part of the reason it's such a popular and well-loved tuning. That's basically it. Hopefully you got something out of this. Keep having fun and keep on picking.